So there's actually one thing I kind of agree with Trump's gold card announcement. And that was this idea that when U.S. institutions like Harvard, Wharton at the University of Pennsylvania, or Stanford graduate foreign graduates, employers like Apple actually don't know whether they have a path to employ such a person long term. Right now, what typically happens is a graduate will finish, they'll stay in F1 student status, they will have OPT, work authorization. It's an acronym that doesn't stand for anything useful, but it means that for the first year, typically after the graduation, they can keep working at a job in their field. And then for 2 more years, if they got a qualifying degree in science, technology, engineering, or math, they can get 2 more years for a total of 3 years where they're actually still in student status, but they're working for full pay as a real employee for an American employer. During those 3 years, an employer like Apple would be trying typically to get that person an H-1B visa. So every year they'd be putting that person into the H-1B lottery, which is in March. You put in the registration. End of March, the lottery runs and you find out if you're going to be allowed to file an H-1B petition. When the market is hot and there are lots of job offers, there are tons more entries into the lottery for H-1Bs than there are spots. So employers can put somebody into the lottery because they want to give them a job. It's probably already their employee who has OPT, and they don't get the chance to do that. There is a total mismatch. There has been no effort whatsoever to match up the number of seats that universities in the United States give to foreign students and the number of spots for those students to get H-1B visas to be professional workers in the U.S. So it's absolutely possible that you could be the number 1 student in your class at Harvard, you're an international student, that does not help you get an H-1B just because you were really good or you have a really good job offer or you were going to make a lot of money. No. And most of the special visas that we have that are not subject to a cap like that. So let's say you're extraordinary, you're going to get an O1. You know how hard it is to get an O1 straight out of college or graduate school? It's really hard because it's based on this retrospective look at everything you've achieved in your career with a major discount toward things you achieved as an undergraduate. So you just don't have anything to work with. If you try to get an O1 based on the work that you did while you were on OPT or STEM OPT, it's a really short runway and it's really hard to show that you've already done these amazing things in your career because you're just so young. You haven't had that much time to build up a big resume. So I disagree with Trump that Apple and its peers are going to be chomping at the bit to pay $5 million to sponsor foreign graduates for green cards. $5 million is not the going rate at all. But I know they would love to have a path that's actually more likely to work. They would love to have a path that that feels more certain. And there has been a lot of talk over the recent years about should the H-1B be changed somehow. Should it prioritize people who earn more money? Should it prioritize certain industries? I would love to see a diversity in the types of employers that use it. You know, it's heavily concentrated on IT companies and a lot of IT consulting. They're great, but there are a lot of companies that are like, hey, I have one person I want to sponsor for the H-1B. Can I just have my one person, and we research, you know? Plenty of employers who would love to have an H-1B and they can't get one, not with any certainty. Will the gold card solve that? I don't think so. But I guess anything's possible, right? In 2025 in Trump's America.